Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I've been hyping myself up. Hello, my black and white brothers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alpha Anime, and this is What If Half Lightning, Half Lava. So yeah, this one I just came up with after I saw What If Deku had like half ice, half lightning, or like half water, half fire, stuff like that. So yeah, this one just seems cool, and I can play it in a way where it's not like too overpowered. Because I like my overpowered what ifs, but then most of my videos have been overpowered what ifs, and I want to have one where I can do like some storytelling. Because it's starting to get boring for me. It's at this point, oh frick, use one move, win battle, or sometimes use one move, get punched in the face, use another move, win battle. So, this one I just want to do something with it. Okay. So it starts off, we need to change it just like tweak it. First of all, Inko's quirk is that you can generate a little bit of electricity in her hands. It's nothing much, it's like static electricity. But if it's near heat, it's way more powerful. And Deku's father, he has the quirk to use lava around his body. So lava is in his bloodstream, so his hands can just let out just ooze out a little bit of lava. So yeah. Also, when Inko uses her quirk too much, her brain short circuits and it doesn't send signals to her limbs. So she can still think. She's not like Kaminari, but then it's just like, so she can't move her limbs. She can breathe, but her like arms don't move, nothing like that. So yeah. So they get together when parents get together and they love each other, and the birds and the bees. Ew. This is disgusting. I learned this in 5th grade. Well, I knew it before then, but you know what? Never mind. So all that stuff happens. Bakugou gets his quirk, and everyone's like, "Wow, your quirk is amazing." Then he says, "Oh, Izuku, I wonder when you're gonna get your quirk. When you get it, you're still not gonna be as good as me." Deku says, "Oh, we'll see." And the day comes so a few days before Deku's birthday, he's in class, and then while he's walking to go get some papers, he touches the papers, and all the papers start to melt in his hands. But when it happens, Deku's like, wait. And then when this happens, Deku starts to Deku's body starts to starts to glow, but basically, when it starts looking at him, it's like, wow, your quirk is kind of cool. He says, oh yeah, thanks. He then goes to give, what's his name? Kachan? Yeah, Kachan a high five. Then Kachan starts like jiggling around, and then he's like, you're shocking me. And then when this happens, Deku starts to emanate electricity. And while he's emanating electricity, stuff starts to catch fire around him. And when he tries to walk, his shoes are melted, and lava starts to ooze from his body. Deku starts crying, says, what's happening? And then they say, your quirk is losing control. While this is happening, Kachan says, Deku, when you're trying to use your quirk, all you have to do is focus. Just think about your quirk and not happening. Deku starts to calm down, and as he's calming down, he slowly starts to stop glowing, and lava stops pouring from his body. All the teachers and students go close to him and they're like, whoa, I think you should head to the Quirk doctor. Inko is calling and it's like, oh, my poor boy. Let's take you to the Quirk doctor so we can see what your quirk is. When Deku gets to the they go to the doctor and then they see that his quirk name is called Electrical Eruption or Electrical Volcano. Electrical Eruption sounds better, but then Electrical Volcano sounds more practical. You guys can vote in the comments. I don't really care. Either way, I'll name it Electrical Eruption for now. The doctor says, your son's quirk is called Electrical Eruption. It allows him to control lava, and he can also not only can he spread lava from his body, but he can also turn rock and metal to lava just by being in its vicinity and being able to touch it. When they hear this, like, wow, then he says, oh, that's not all. His quirk also allows him to generate large amounts of electricity. Due to your quirk allowing you to create large electricity, being able to control electricity when you're near heat, since Deku's body emanates heat all the time, Deku's electricity is very strong. But if he uses his electricity too much, his nerves short circuit and he can't move. But he can still use his quirk. But it's significantly harder. He can also spread his electricity throughout his body to make his nerves faster, so he can move faster than a normal human. The doctor says it's a perfect combo quirk of both of you. Deku says, so I have a good quirk and I can become a hero. The doctor says, of course, you have the great gigantic potential to become a hero, even like your friend Bakugou that I examined before. Deku starts to cheer and his parents say, I'm so proud of you, Izuku. No, not his parents. Inko says, I'm so proud of you, Izuku. So after this, he goes back to school and everyone asks, so what's your quirk? Deku says, oh, my quirk's name is Electrical Eruption. The class says, can you control it? And some of them are still see him as a villain now, saying, well, your quirk's very destructive. And it can easily be used as a villain quirk. Deku frowns, but he doesn't focus on them because Kachten says, well, if you can control it a little bit, can you show us? Deku says, sure. He touches the ground and picks up a rock, and then you slowly start to see it heating up and turning into lava, and then you see it starts spinning like some kind of shuriken. And in his left hand, Deku starts emanating electricity from his arm up to it, from his forehand up to his fingers. Everyone is like, wow, your quirk is amazing. Bakugou says, looks like we both can become heroes, Izuku. So, a few years pass, and then now it's time for the main parts of the series. Deku gets to school, and at the end of the day, the teacher walks in saying, well, y'all really should fill out all these forms for your new school so you can get a job in the part of the Earth you want to do. Then he says, I'm just kidding. I know y'all want to go to the hero course. They all start cheering bloody murder. And then Bakugou says, Teach, please don't ship me in with these useless extras. They'd be lucky if they'd get in with some D-list heroes as a sidekick, and they wouldn't even be able to become their own full-fleshed hero. The only people who have a chance of going to a good hero school would be me and Izuku. Izuku says, "Shut up, Kachan." Bakugou says, "What? It's true." Bakugou grunts and is like, "Ugh, whatever." Then the teacher says, "Oh yeah, Bakugou. Oh yeah, Bakugou. There are two students going to applying for UA." Bakugou says, "Oh yeah, I know who they are." The teacher says, "Yeah, you're one of them." Bakugou says, "Yeah, no, Sherlock, I applied." And then he says, "Oh, and our very own Midoriya's going as well." Everyone starts whispering, saying, "Yeah, they're gonna get in. They have two of the strongest quirks ever." So, after this, the school ends. Deku is walking home, and then some weird villain comes out of the ground and says, "Give me your body, kid." Deku says, "No homo, no homo," and then shoots an electricity ball at the villain. Basically like Pikachu's Electro Ball, but it's blue. Oh, and by the way, his Deku's quirk is more of a lightning quirk than it's lightning and electricity. So yeah, this staggers the villain and then says, "You have a nice quirk. It'll be good when I take your body." Deku says, "Again, no homo." Then the villain goes in for another attack. Deku says, "Shazam!" Cause it's funny and I love it. And then a giant lightning bolt comes from the ground and strikes the villain and Izuku. Izuku barely feels it, and then but the what's the name? The sludge villain completely feels it because his Shazam is very powerful. It's a good defensive move. All Might jumps out of the store and says, "I am here." And then he says, "Detroit, smash!" Okay, smash! Just blowing the villain on the wall. Rest in peace, sludge villain. You will not be missed. All Might looks at Deku, and Deku starts geeking out, saying, "Oh my god, it's All Might, it's All Might, it's All Might. Whoa, awesome." Deku asks All Might for an autograph, and All Might happily says, "No problem, kid." Deku then asks, "Can I become a hero?" All Might says, "What is your quirk?" Deku then explains his quirk, and All Might says, "Wow, that's a spectacular quirk. You definitely could become a hero. Maybe even in the top 10. Deku then lights up with happiness, saying, "Really?" All Might says, "Of course." All Might then jumps away, saying, "Well, if that is all, I should take my leave now." Deku then starts smiling and says, "Okay, bye, All Might." All Might then jumps, and while he's jumping, he trips over a flagpole and drops the bottles. Deku is walking with some friends as the bottles fall from the air. Bakugou kicks it, and then he opens it saying, "Oh, what's this?" "Oh, frick, what the heck?" Sorry, one of my podcasts were turned on. Oh, I really hope that doesn't get me some kind of copyright strike. Not strike, just a copyright. So, yeah, he then gets enveloped by the green goop. Deku is walking home, and then he starts hearing explosions. Deku says, "I know that sound anywhere, and I know it way too well." Deku then starts running towards the explosions as he sees Bakugou getting strangled. When he sees this, he starts running in, and the heroes try to stop him, but while he's running, he throws a shuriken, a lava shuriken at the villain, it cuts through him and basically makes part of him himself stale, as in like he can't move that part. He then starts touching the walls of the buildings next to him, and then they all turn into lava. Deku then picks up all the lava in the air and then surrounds the villain with it. The villain is now it's hard for the villain to move. And when this happens, Deku says, "Sharpshooter!" And then he starts shooting electricity at the villain, electrocuting the such villain's eyes, which knock him out. Because have you ever been electrocuted even a little bit? I have. I was like 8. I touched some exposed wire like a freaking idiot. That stuff hurts a lot. I couldn't even imagine getting electrocuted by basically lightning in my eyes. Ugh, frick. Deku then gets to the sludge villain and pulls Bakugou out. Since the poor sludge villain is basically stuck in place and is knocked out at the same time. When he pulls Bakugou out, Bakugou says, "I didn't need your help, nerd." Deku says, "Well, you got it anyway, so deal with it." They both start laughing, and then the heroes then go up to Deku and start scolding him, while they're praising Bakugou about how amazing his quirk is. And while this is happening, Deku does also get a little bit of praise from the hero, saying, "Though what you did was very reckless and deadly, your quirk is spectacular. We hope to see you as a hero one day." Deku then walks home, and he gets home, and that happens. He doesn't meet All Might, unless you want him to get one for all. If you want him to get one for all, I'll find a way to do it. When he gets inside, he tells his parents what happened, and they're like, "Wow, Izuku, it looks like your quirk does come in handy a lot." Deku says, "That's true." Okay. So for the rest of the 10 months, Deku and Bakugou start training together. Deku learns that if he gets an electric shock, that it can fuel him. But if he gets too much, it can overload him, shutting off all of his nerves so he can't move. Not nerves, motor functions. Deku proceeds to enter UA after the 10 months is over. Bakugou says, "See you on the other side." Well, Call of Duty players will know that. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, to be exact. By the way, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is nowhere as good as Modern Warfare. Changed my mind. So, Deku doesn't trip because his confidence isn't as bad as a dead goldfish. So, yeah. He walks in and he starts talking to himself, like hyping himself up, saying like, "Okay, I got this. And then a blue-haired boy gets up and says, "Yo, Mr. President Mike, why are there 4 robots on the pamphlet but you're only explaining 3? If this is a UA mistake, I am very disappointed in you." Deku says, "Did we ask? Who asked? Did anyone ask you? Yo, sit down." Deku starts looking back at his paper when the blue-haired boy say, "And you as well. Why are you disrupting everyone by your obnoxious muttering?" Deku says, "Well, I'm sorry. At least I'm not screaming at the top of my freaking lungs." Ida tries to say something else, but Deku looks at him and just emanates this feeling of, "Yo, you say another word, there's gonna be a problem." Like, you can just feel the heat, the radiation coming off of the dude. Ida, now that he's intimidated, sits his dumb butt down. So yeah, after that, now it's time for the practical exam. Deku goes out and then sees a brunette girl staying there. He then walks up to her. Ida tries to stop him, but Deku creates a lava puddle right next to him, which stuns Ida because he didn't see it coming, and he jumps back, giving Izuku enough time to get to Uraraka. When he gets there, he starts talking to her. He says, "Well, I hope we get in so we can talk to each other in school." Uraraka says, "Same." Then she hands him a piece of paper. She says, "Only open it if you get in." Izuku says, "You have my word, miss." And then the entrance exam starts. Deku starts running in, creating lava wherever he steps. And every time he steps, he creates lava and then he brings it up to himself. He touches the robots, melting them, and then one sneaks up on him, but then when it touches him, Deku yells, "Shazam!" And then a giant lightning bolt comes down and strikes the robot. Deku says, "Electrical compass!" When he yells this, a lot of electricity starts coming off him. And then most robots in his vicinity, and even a lot that are far away from him, short circuit. All the heroes are like, "Wow, does this guy have some kind of half quirk or something? Does his parents have some kind of special quirk?" Aizawa says, "This kid seems like he has potential, but we'll have to see about that." Deku notices that it's hard to move his fingers. Deku says, "I shouldn't use that move. My motor functions are starting to shut down." Deku then says, "Well, I do have enough points, so maybe I can go all out." Deku's about to let out another electrical compass when he starts feeling the ground shake. He looks to the side and sees Freddy. "What are you doing?" Okay, I'm kidding. He sees the 0-pointer. He sees it, and then while he's about to run away, he hears a scream for help. It's the girl that he met before the exam. Deku starts running towards her, touching the ground, turning it to lava. When he gathers enough lava, he creates a giant lava shuriken, and he starts spinning it like a fan. He throws it, and then it cuts through multiple buildings and the 0-pointer's leg. When he gets closer, he touches the ground with both hands and says, "Double output!" When lava starts rushing from one of his hands and electricity starts rushing from his left hand, they both start going in a straight line towards the 0-pointer. When they intersect with the 0-pointer's path, you just see the 0-pointer start to melt and short circuit at the same time. Deku then says, "That's a lot out of me." The Uraraka says, Wow, your quirk is amazing. But are you okay?" Deku says, "Oh, I'm fine." And then he tries to take a step towards Uraraka, but then he's like, "Oh, frick. I short-circuited my motor functions." Uraraka says, "Oh, so that's the backlash of your quirk?" Deku says, "Yeah, but then I have another backlash, but it doesn't matter right now. We need someone to get you out of here." Then Ida runs over and says, "I'll take Uraraka. Can you handle yourself?" Deku says, "Yeah, just give me a few minutes." A boy with yellow hair and a black strand walks over to Deku, and then he's like, "Wow, your quirk is kind of like mine." Deku says, "Oh, what's your quirk?" Deku, the yellow-haired boy says, "Oh, electrification." Deku says, "Oh yeah, mine does work like that." but does yours short circuit your motor functions when you use it too much? Nah. Then the yellowhead boy say, nah, mine makes it so my brain short circuits and I can't do anything. I can move, but I can't think. And I just start saying yay for some reason. Deku bursts out in laughter, saying, wow, I don't know which one of ours is the worst, because at least I can use my quirk when my motor fucking short circuit. The yellow-haired boy says, oh, by the way, my name's Kaminari. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all knew this. Deku says, oh, my name's Izuku. Kaminari says, you need help? Deku says, yeah, I didn't want to look bad in front of the girl. Deku is picked up by Kaminari, and Kaminari says, okay, yo, what's going on? Why is your body so hot? Deku says, my quirk is kind of like a half and half quirk, so my bloodstream is full of lava. So that's why I emanate heat. Kaminari says, cool. So they exchange numbers when they get to Recovery Girl, and Deku says, hey, wanna train later? Kaminari says, will do. They wave goodbye and say, hope we see each other at UA. So after all that, Deku goes home, and his parents ask, so do you think you got in? Deku says, yeah, I think I might have. A few weeks after Deku gets his uniform, he heads to UA. When he gets into UA, he sees the gigantic Class 1A door. He's like, that door should not be that big. Oh yeah, maybe it's for people with giant quirks. When he walks in, he sees the blue-haired boy that's helped Doraka yelling at Bakugou, saying, you shouldn't put your feet on the desk. You're disrespecting the upperclassmen that used to be at these desks. Bakugou says, yo, shut up. Don't talk to me with those bushy eyebrows that you need a freaking lawnmower to shave. He just sits down because you don't come back from that. When he sits down, the brown-haired girl approaches Deku and says, oh, it's you, Izuku. Thanks for saving me that time. Uraka says, well, did you open the note I gave you since you got in? Deku says, oh, I completely forgot. He looks at it, and then he sees numbers. He says, I just got a girl's number. Abe, your brain, pump that euphoria. I just got a girl's number. After this, he talks to her, and then they go back to a seat. When Kaminari walks in, they both say, hey, what's up? Kaminari walks up to him and says, what's up, Yogen? Because Yogen is the Japanese word for lava. Or wait, let me see something. Yogan O. That's the Japanese word for lava king. Then after that, Deku says, oh, what's up? Nezumano. Okay, now I'm going to stop using those because they're hard to say. And Nezumano is the Japanese word for lightning king, or at least that's what Google Translate says. Bakugou says, so you know this extra? Deku says, he's not an extra, but yes, I do know him. We met at the entrance exam, and our quirks are similar. While they're talking, a caterpillar type thing walked into the room, and they're like, what the? And then some raggish looking guy comes out saying, it took you guys 8 seconds to shut the up. You're gonna need to work on that. Then he says, put these on. It's time for a quirk assessment test. When Deku hears this, when they all hear this, they put on the PE uniforms and they head downstairs. When they go downstairs, Mr. Aizawa says he passes Izuku a ball and says, "You got first on the entrance exam. Throw that ball as far as you can using your quirk." Deku says, "Will do." Deku says, "Alright, everybody stand back. My quirk is kind of destructive." When Deku says this, Mr. Aizawa is like, "Don't worry, if your quirk goes berserk, I'll be able to control it." Deku says, "Wait. Eraserhead!" When Deku says this, Mr. Aizawa is surprised, like, "Oh, so you heard of me. So that means you know about my quirk erasure. Good, then you don't have anything to worry about, now do it." Deku says, "Okay." Deku then starts to release lava near him. While the lava is spreading, everyone starts to stand back. Aizawa says, "Wow." He then says, electric spread. When he says, okay, I'm gonna need a better name for this. When he says this, you just see a gigantic bolt of electricity go through Izuku's body. You see his body start to emanate electricity. Then chucks the ball, and then uses his electricity to move it farther. When everyone sees it, they're like, "Wow, he has some kind of half quirk." And when Todoroki sees this, he's like, kind of like mine, but I'm still superior. And then, what I'm thinking when I said that is like, yeah, keep thinking that. So after that, they are all surprised when they see that his thing went about 500 meters, because the thing makes him a lot more powerful, but it doesn't make him like that powerful. So yeah, after that, Deku goes on to do most of the tests good. In the speed test, he gets 3 seconds out. He gets a 3 seconds. I said that because I knew if I didn't, you'd all ask. You know what? Everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. After this, Deku gets around. I don't want to. It wouldn't make complete sense if he got first place. He got like third place. The people above him are not third. He gets second place, going second to Bakugou, and the one guy behind him is some guy named Todoroki. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that Aizawa told them that they would get expelled if they got last, but then at the end he says, "Don't worry, no one's getting expelled. Rational deception." Momo then goes into a rant saying, "Yeah, that makes sense." After that, everyone goes home, and when they come back to school the next day, they're greeted by a pleasant surprise. That's where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this one, because so far I've enjoyed this What If. It has a lot of diversity, and I can do a lot with it. So yeah, stay safe, stay cool, and wear a mask.